In this chapter, we're going to dive deeper into Drupal views and what you can do with views in order to provide more contextually appropriate content to your user. Drupal views offer some sophisticated filtering options. We're specifically going to look at exposed and contextual filters, which enable a Drupal site builder to deliver specific content to the user based on contextual information that's dynamically pulled from the user's session or other information, such as what other content might be on the page. And all of this can be set up entirely through the user interface while building your Drupal site. In this particular lesson, we're going to look at exposed filters. Exposed filters are filters that are visible to the user. The user is able to make choices as to which content they see by choosing how the content is filtered. This is a common user experience on shopping sites. For example, if you're looking to purchase children's clothing, you might want to filter the choices of clothing to those which are the appropriate size for the child. A great example of exposed filters can be found in your Drupal site out of the box in the Content Management page. So we're going to click on Content under the Manage section, and we'll see that all of the content on the site is listed. There's a lot of content. Up here at the top, we have filters that are available to us to change what content displays. So we can say that we only want to see content of type recipe and then filter, and now we only have 5 items available to us. These are exposed filters, and they're very easy to add to your own view when you're configuring your Drupal site. We're going to go ahead and do that by creating a view of recipes and then enabling the user to choose which food sensitivities are considered in the list of recipes that are displayed to them. So I'm going to go under Structure, scroll down to the bottom for Views, and now I'm going to add a new view. The view will be called Recipes. It's going to show content of type recipe. And I'm going to go ahead and create a page. The URL recipes is perfectly fine for this particular page. I will leave all the other settings default, except that I do want to create a menu link. The menu that I want this to be part of is Main Navigation, and the link text Recipes is perfectly adequate. So I'm going to go ahead and save and edit this view. And if I scroll down to the preview area here, I will see all 5 of the recipes that have been added to this site. Let's go ahead and save this view. And now I'm going to head back to the site in a new tab so that we can keep this view open and continue to edit it. And we see that I have this recipes tab right here in my menu. If I click on it, it shows me all of the recipes on the site. But what I really want is a drop-down menu up here at the top that allows me to choose which recipes we're actually seeing based on whatever food sensitivity I have. So I'm going to go back to the View tab here, scroll down, and what I want to do is add a new filter. So I'll click Add, and I'm going to search for food sensitivities. I'm going to check that one off and apply it to all displays. I happen to know of a bug in this particular version of Drupal 8, which is a beta, that's going to cause the next steps that we're going to take to fail. We will be able to fix them, so in case this bug lingers into the version of Drupal 8 that you use, you'll know how to work around it. The first thing that I need to do is reselect which vocabulary I'm using, even though I've chosen the food sensitivities field. So I know that that's selected, and we'll leave that as it is. The next thing that I want to do is change the selection type from autocomplete to dropdown. And the reason why I want to do this is because autocomplete would require the user to have an idea of what food sensitivities are available on the site, whereas the dropdown is going to actually place the text into a select list that I can then choose from. So in this particular case, because there aren't very many food sensitivities listed in the vocabulary, dropdown is easier. So I'll go ahead and select that. And we do know that it has a hierarchy, so I'll select that as well. Now I'm going to apply and continue. I can further adjust the operators here, including choosing to filter by a specific term if I want to. So if I want to pre-filter all of the recipe's content by gluten-free, I would go ahead and make that selection here. But I want the user to make the choices. I don't want any choices to be preset, so I'm going to leave all of these terms unselected. I can also change whether or not the results are one of or none of, or any other operator available here. The real piece of this that I'm interested in is expose this filter to visitors and allow them to change it. And here's where the bug is going to come in. When I check this off, this modal is going to reload and it's going to go back a step in the process of applying this filter. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Apply. And we'll go ahead and go back and fix these settings again so that we can turn this into an exposed filter. If we look under filter criteria here in this list, food sensitivities is now one of the filter options available, but it's not filtering by any sensitivity. That's why it says or unknown, because no particular sensitivity has been chosen. So I'm going to click on this, and now I'm going to recheck expose this filter to visitors. Now the modal has reloaded and it's given me the specific options that I actually want to work with in setting up how the user interacts with this particular filter. The only option that I'm going to change here is the label, because you'll see here that the label is showing the machine name for this field. The machine name is not very user-friendly. Most users won't know what to do with it. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that so that the label is much more comfortable for a user to look at. And at the very bottom of this modal is a blue Apply button. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and apply these settings to this filter. Now under Filter Criteria, you'll notice that or unknown has changed to exposed. If I go ahead and save this, the view has reloaded and it tells me that it's saved. Now we'll go back to the page here and reload it. And you'll see that at the very top here, there is now a drop-down list that's allowing me to make a selection. At the start, we're seeing all 5 recipes. If I change the food sensitivity selection here to egg-free and apply, we're only going to see 2 recipes. Another very easy and useful option for exposed filters is the search keyword filter. This filter is going to enable you to create a focused search field that's a text field that will only search content that also meets all of the other filter parameters for the site. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the view, scroll down to Filter Criteria, and I'm going to add a new filter. And rather than scroll through all of these fields that are available, I'm going to type in the words that I know are related to the filter that I want to apply. So I'll start typing in the word key, and now I have search keywords. I'll check that off and apply to all displays. Now remember that bug that we experienced last time. So rather than go ahead and try to check off expose filters and go through that, I'm going to click Apply, and then we'll come back to the Search Keywords filter here, click on it, and now we'll go ahead and expose it to the visitor. The label in this case is perfectly adequate, so we'll leave it as it is. And I'm going to go down to the bottom of this modal here and click the word Apply. Now we'll go ahead and save this particular view, and we'll reload the recipes page and see what's happened. My egg-free food sensitivity filter has remained in place. I could change that back to any if I wanted, but I'm going to leave it there. And the search keywords text field is now available in my filters. So if I go ahead and type chocolate and apply, scroll down here, now the results that this view is giving me are only egg-free recipes that have the keyword chocolate within them. I can remove egg-free, go back to any, apply, and chocolate is still the valid parameter here. So now I have 2 options because coconut macaroons, while chocolate is not in the title, have the ingredient chocolate in their ingredients list. So that keyword is part of the content. In this lesson, we looked at an extremely easy and powerful tool for delivering relevant content for the user, which is exposed filters on view displays. When you use these as a site builder, you create an experience for your user in which they can make their own choices about which content they want to see.